All right, good evening. Today is March 11th, 7:55 p.m. And I think this video is going to be a very important one for me because I think I just let go of a limiting belief when it comes to personal branding. I just finished listening to an episode of Real AF with Andy Frisella. He had a guest by the name of Alex Hormozi on his podcast today. And upon listening to it, the timing of me hearing this information and where I'm at in my life, the business that I'm building and the thoughts that I'm having, a lot of points shared in that podcast episode resonates with a lot of the thoughts I've been sharing over the last few days. Alex Hormozi likes to reference the game a lot. There's a line that he said in this episode where he said, only the players can recognize the other players. That to me was very powerful, and it resonated with me because it made me think of what I want to do here and what I've been doing my best every single day for the last year and a half, 2 years, is just openly communicating and sharing with anyone who wants to hear it that, how I treat this life of mine, I treat it like a game. I see myself as a player playing the character, and the character goes by the name of Kenny in this game. And if you want to progress in this game, right, you have to continuously improve yourself. And when I talk about improving ourselves, it's not just about physical health. Anyone can go and exercise, but it's much more than that, because once you go out and you exercise, you take care of your body, you realize that there's so much more that you can be working on. And that comes from the clarity within your mind. So when you're developing your character, right, it's the character traits, it's the skills, it's the abilities, it's the thinking, it's the knowledge. It's all encompassing. And that's what being an entrepreneur is about. Being an entrepreneur is not just about doing one thing and sticking to it. Being an entrepreneur requires you to develop so many facets of your life. You have to develop so many skills and carry that forward with you. So listening to this episode today was very fucking powerful, and it sparked something within me, especially when I heard him talk about the importance of branding. Many of us, we lose sight of what the importance of branding is. I think the definition of a brand, based on what I'm hearing as well on this episode, is that many of us think building a brand is for transactional purposes. Building a brand is not for transactional purposes. Building a brand is to help people. Because when you build your brand and you find your voice and you determine what your values are and you live that every single day, that is you. The brand is not a name, it's not a logo. The brand is me. The brand is my essence. The brand is how I'm choosing to live my life every single day, how I'm choosing to act, how I'm choosing to serve. And if I'm doing the things that align with my values and I'm helping people and people notice that, and then they go out and they refer other people through word of mouth, that means my brand, my essence, who I am, I'm transmitting an energy that is free-flowing, and it's going off into the fucking universe, and it's attracting other people. So why am I so afraid of building a brand then? Why am I so afraid of putting out content? Why am I so afraid of just telling my story as is? I shouldn't be. I should be working on all of this. I should be figuring out my voice. I should be putting the reps in every single day to get clear on who I am as an individual, what I believe in, how I choose to live my life on a day-to-day basis. And by doing that, that is me building my brands. You see, as I mentioned, the profession that I chose in this game of life is to be an entrepreneur. And it just so happens that being an entrepreneur is simply just playing the character. Is it not? Being an entrepreneur requires you to work on many areas of your life. When you're playing the game, you're playing the character. If you want to progress in the game, you have to focus on how you can improve the character in all sorts of ways, right? So building the brands to me is it's not any different, because as I'm progressing through this life, as I'm building my businesses, as I'm learning new things, and as I communicate that, I'm vocalizing the experience that I'm going through, and I'm learning more about myself. I'm developing this character as I go. So as I create content, and when I say create content, it's just me sitting here talking to a fucking camera or writing down my notes, you know? As I create, I'm figuring out my voice. As I figure out my voice, I'm figuring out the things that I care about. And the things that I care about line up with my values. And as I figure out my values, I start to find out what makes me happy and what makes me sad or in a negative state. And when I identify those things, I get to continue to peel back the layers and work on that. So I just took something so simple, right? So you might have got lost there for a second, and I apologize if you did, but I took something so simple like creating content, like building a brand, and I started to dissect that a little bit more and how it applies in all areas of my life, different levels of awareness, okay? So you got the brands building aspect, you've got the character building aspect. So I don't know, I don't know how this is going to go, but this is what feels right to me. This is Transformative Thoughts. This is me building my brand. Building my brand by just communicating what's on my mind. I'm not here to curate anything. I'm not here to script anything. I'm just here to share my fucking thoughts. That's it. I'm in a position right now where I'm working to build a multi-million-dollar business. And the goal is to go beyond that. Okay, the goal is to change the healthcare system. So you can see that that's way more than multi-millions of dollars. That's in the billions that we're playing in. And that's the game I want to play. To play this game, you have to start to understand those things. And I can only understand more of those things when I keep creating content like this, when I keep building my brands, when I'm not afraid to just speak my mind and share content. So I guess the purpose of this video was just to share my realization on the importance of building a brand, because focusing on building my brands doesn't matter where I'm at right now, will allow me to put in the reps, will allow me to get better, will allow me to uncover more things that I don't know about this character. And the more things that I uncover, the more things I can learn, the more things I can improve. Thus, progressing Kenny through this game of life. So, I just want to say thank you, to individuals like Alex Hormozi, individuals like Andy Frisella, real players in this game, okay? Passing down the wisdom, passing down the information to individuals like myself who are just trying to figure out the game for the first time, or at least learning how to play the game the right way by learning from those who are actively playing themselves on a day-to-day basis. So that's all I got for today. Thank you for listening. Welcome to Transformative Thoughts. I'm going to talk a lot about self-development, about business, entrepreneurship, spirituality, philosophy, because these are the things I'm currently interested in. And that's it. Thank you, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.